Angry guy here, and women are furious that men are avoiding them. Women are furious that men are avoiding them. Let's just go ahead and jump right into the video.
Being a passport bro changed my husband's self-awareness and his self-worth. As many of you guys know, my husband and I, we have been together for 22 years and we have been married for 15 years. He's a passport bro and he has never regretted the fact that he left the US to be with a woman outside of his country. And let me explain to you what role I played in his life and what actually made him realize, wait a minute, this woman or this girl is kind of different than anyone else that I have dated before. Being an average man from Philly at the age of 21, growing up in a single mother household, my husband has experienced many things that a lot of gentlemen out there like you can relate to. And how do I know this and why would I make this statement? I was on the Dennis Sperling show a couple of weeks ago, and I must tell you, when I said certain things about my husband's upbringing and his interaction with his peoples, the facial expression of Dennis Sperling and what he said just let me know, okay, this is something that a lot of men out there have experienced or are still experiencing today. And I feel like we don't talk about this topic enough. How a single mother household can actually contribute to the misguided upbringing of the average man in America, especially in the Black community. I am not saying that every single mother household in the Black community is like that. Please don't misunderstand my message here. I'm just saying, in my particular case, my husband, and when I communicate with you guys, what I see that is written down in the comment section just lets me know that he is not a unique case. So why can we not talk about how, some women in some men's life just don't know how to raise a man? Because obviously they're not a man. So let me just show you a clip out of that live that I had with Dennis Sperling, and you tell me if he can relate to what I said or if I'm just being delusional.
So the idea that I'm just sitting here envisioning this brother from Philadelphia who comes from the same sort of toxic, divisive, violent upbringing that I came up in, and you making him smile.
Absolutely. When he smiles, my heart smiles.
That's wonderful. And fellas, a hand clap for that. Here's the thing, brothers. When
a man has the right woman in his life and she has the right mindset and even the actions that back up her mindset, ladies, you have all the power in the world to build, uplift, empower, and push your man to go even harder than he ever would for anyone else. And I need my ladies out there to understand this. I could have had a toxic attitude towards my husband. I could have, kicked him while he was down, but I chose to do otherwise. Why? Because I was familiar with how he was brought up. Why? Because I care for that man. Why? Because his well-being, whether if it's physical, emotional, or mental well-being, is my well-being. You know what I mean? I want this man to be the best version of himself, and I will do whatever it takes in order to make it happen. I'm not saying, and I'm not respecting myself, I'm not saying that I don't have my own interests, my own things going on. Yes, I do have all of that. But that has nothing to do with me empowering my husband. Ladies, if you will be out there dating men genuinely because you care about these men, you are willing to build something with these men, your whole mindset, your actions, the way you carry yourself will be completely different than what we are seeing on the dating scene, especially going on in America today. But that's a whole different topic, because if you really would care about the man, you wouldn't care about what car he drives, you wouldn't care about the money that he makes, you wouldn't care about the clothes that he wears, or if he even pays for your dinner. You would be genuinely...
You know what's intriguing about this? What's really, really intriguing about what Soraya is saying here? I find it so intriguing that she essentially is describing what God's role was for women, what God described women as a helper, to be a helper to man. And she is dedicated to that role, dedicated to being a helper to her husband, dedicated to his mental well-being, his physical well-being, his spiritual well-being. She is fully dedicated. She has her own things going on. She is not a traditional woman. A traditional woman is a woman who would end up staying in the house. She wouldn't work. She'd be raising children. There's a bunch of other things. But this is a woman who is raised during the modern era. She is a modern woman, but she has some traditional values. And one of those things is that she is a supporter of her husband. She is a team player. She wants to build him up. If he's not doing well, it's her job to do everything in her power to get that man, to motivate that man, to help that man to heal, to figure out what's wrong with him. That is a superpower that women have. And when a woman does that, when a woman plays her role, she will have a man that will do anything for her, that will support her, that will do everything in his power to make her happy, to protect her, to build something worth having with her. Modern women wanted to have their cake, eat it too, and then eat a slice of yours. This is the honest to goodness truth. And now they're being left with absolutely nothing. And it's interesting when Soraya talks to modern women and she's like, saying that she's not trying to put them down and trying to like help them and uplift them. But these women they cannot come back. These are not women who were raised to be wives and mothers. These are women who are in their masculine energy. They don't know anything about femininity. They don't know anything about supporting a man, and they are not going to learn. It is not something that's inside of them. It is not a part of them. It's hard to explain it, but it's just like how a man is born with certain instincts, right? But those instincts they have to basically be nurtured so that a man knows his role and so that a man can fall into his natural role as a man, as a protector, as a provider, or else you had to put these simps who basically are soy guys, right? It's kind of the same thing with women. It's very much the same thing where a lot of these young women, from the time that they're like 2 or 3 years old, they are being raised in their masculine. They're being told that they are masculine. They are raised to be powerful victims. So by the time they become adults, they don't know anything about femininity. They don't. It's something that's completely foreign to them, and they spend the next 20, 30, 40 years in their masculine energy. So by the time these women are 30 years old, 40 years old, 50 years old, what do they know about femininity? By the time these women are 18 years old, what do they know about femininity? They are deep in their masculine. They behave like men. They act like men. They speak like men. They think it's cool to have a high body count. They see they're going out to, spread their seed like a dude. Like, what are you talking about, bro? You're a girl. Like, you're not, it's like you're not, the only thing you're spreading are, it's the legs. It's crazy. I don't know what these girls think, but they're so far deep in their masculine. Like, they're like literally like sometimes I watched a video where a girl was just literally saying things like sometimes she just, a girl just needs to get her nut off. And I'm like, what the heck? Like, bro, I understand what she means by that, but it's like, it's so out there. It's so outrageous. There's no modesty. Men want a woman who is modest, who doesn't carry herself like that. There was a chick that I interviewed years ago that was a dating coach. Don't know how she's doing. Hope she's doing all right. Her last name was Lorena, and she said something very interesting. She would constantly emphasize this to women. She would say that a man wants a woman who's a lady in the streets and a freak in the sheets. And she used to say that the basics of getting a man and keeping him happy are to feed him and F him, and that's it, and that's really this a simple algorithm of it. Be a woman who's fit, feminine, friendly. If you keep your man happy, you will be happy, unless you're a person that cannot be happy. These modern day women cannot pair bond. They physically, mentally, spiritually can no longer pair bond because they've been in the streets for so long that they've been with so many different dudes that they can no longer be with just one person because they're always going to be constantly comparing this guy to the previous guy and then the guy before that. It's not a matter of saying that, men are trying to marry debt-free virgins, but then on the other hand, if you're getting married to someone who has tens of thousands of dollars in personal loan debt, hundreds of thousands of dollars, tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars in student loan debt. They want a man who's making, in some cases, $1 million a year, hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, $1 million a year. And you ask, what do you bring to the table? And they say, I am the table. And they say that a real man won't ask for anything. A real man, he will know that his life will naturally get better when the woman is in his life. He'll start to dress better. Things in his business will start to go better. But here's the thing, ladies, the women are already looking for a man that dresses well, a man that is already doing well in his business, a man that is already has his life together. So what is she saying? Oh, now he's going to dress even better when she's with him, and now he's going to make even more money. Like, he was already making a lot of money before, but now he's going to make even more because she's there. Like, what kind of delusion is this? And this man won't ask her for anything. He won't want a woman who will clean for him, who will cook for him, who will, keep him happy and healthy. No, he'll do those things for himself, and he'll provide for her. He'll have a plan for her life. He'll make sure to provide food for her. He'll have someone to clean for her. If they have children, and children are not a definite, children are maybe, he'll have someone who will raise those children, oversee those children, take care of those children. They'll have nannies. Like, what are you talking about? Like, these women cannot even take care of themselves. That's why you see on social media, they have these things called peasant meals. They're having peasant meals. Like, bro, a peasant meal, they like cheese, crackers, and meat. And some of y'all are, oh, that's delicious. That's not a meal every day that you can eat. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. These grown women cannot even take care of themselves, and they're here running their mouths on social media. Come on. And so it's no wonder that they're furious that men are avoiding them, going overseas, becoming passport kings, and living high quality lives with foreign women who actually want them, who desire them, who appreciate them and celebrate them. I mean, come on, guys. It doesn't take rocket science to know. Go where you're appreciated. Go where you're celebrated. Let me know what you guys think regarding everything we discussed in the comments today. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, men walking away, and cheers.